Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel of mprugs.com. My name is Mike. I'm the moderator in the series of videos that is all about handmade carpets from around the world. I welcome you to our channel and I hope you and your family are doing well. In today's episode, I'm going to introduce you to a very classic type of handmade rug that its culture and its history goes back centuries. And this is the Bukhara Carpets that are known for being made in Afghanistan, Pakistan, parts of Iran, but its origin, its birthplace, depending on who you ask, is generally known as being an Uzbek. This is it comes from Uzbekistan, the capital of the Bukhara province. It's called the city of Bukhara. And these carpets are also known as Bukhara. Depending on who you ask, depending on the rug stores, the carpet dealers, they will oftentimes name them in many different ways, but generally speaking, we're talking about tribal rugs, whether they are nowadays made in Afghanistan or mainly Pakistan. These are the Bukhara rugs. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the details and give you a little bit of historical background. And this is something that I also get a lot of questions about, such as, for example, one of my YouTube viewers, Mohammad Yamada, who is apparently the son of a carpet store owner in Japan. Apparently, he emailed me. He's a fan of our channel. And he had a picture of a rug that he has. And he wanted to ask me about where it was from and all that. And so with his permission, of course, as I've always do whenever I use any of my viewers' pictures, he contacted me, asked me for his feedback, for my feedback on his rug. And so I thought this was just a perfect opportunity to give those of you that are into Persian rugs, whether you have something like this, if you're Googling the Bukhara carpets, or whether you have seen these types of rugs and you're just curious about the designs and everything. So I thought I'm going to add this to our channel. And so in this video, it's all about the Bukhara rugs. And as I mentioned to you, the origin of it, and I'm trying to be as non-political as I can be, because when it comes to, I have learned just about anything that comes out of the Middle East, if you credit a certain group of people with inventing something or creating something, you are bound to upset other people and all that. And being that these are carpets here, very traditional carpets, tribal, that have been around for centuries. There are so many people who take credit for them that, like I said, I'm going to give you a perfect example. We have a Pakistan version right here, this old piece, and then here we have, this is an older Afghan, and then as you can see in the picture there, the picture that Mohammad shared with me, there is also what we think is a Pakistan version. But to basically give you an idea, the Bukhara carpets, we credit the great people of Uzbekistan, the Uzbeks. They are the ones that we basically, this is who the rugs are named after. If you were to look at a world map, you will notice that Uzbekistan is south of Kazakhstan, north of Turkmenistan, and it also has borders that it shares with Afghanistan. But the Bukhara rugs, being that over the centuries, they have the people, these are nomads, these are tribal people where there's a lot of movement. So they did not stay in place. So the carpet weaving culture that produces these types of rugs, the Bukharas, they have immigrated. They have expanded. And so if you were to look at these types of rugs, as you can see, I kind of zoomed in a little bit, you can see that these types of rugs are made southeast Uzbekistan, east of Turkmenistan. You have northern parts of Afghanistan and Pakistan. These are the tribes that make these types of carpets. But for the most part, again, its origin goes back to the province of Bukhara. That is why the carpets are named after them. It's a beautiful town. It's an old city that is, as I mentioned to you, the capital of the Bukhara province. But it was an important permanent settlement along the Silk Road. This was a main hub, so you had a lot of the cultures intermingle. And this is also why these types of carpets have been introduced to Europeans centuries ago. Being that Bukhara was literally on the Silk Road, it was not one of the branches of the Silk Road, but it was literally one of the hubs. There was a lot of trading back and forth. And so even centuries ago, these types of rugs with these designs found their way into Europe. And so if you were to look at a map, if you go to Google Maps, for example, you look at Bukhara, Uzbekistan, if you were to Google it, you will see beautiful pictures. Again, these are what I got off of Google Images. Now, I have never been there, but I have spoken to people who have. And as they said, the people are very, very down-to-earth people, very hardworking. What my father would used to call the salt of the earth, just beautiful people. There's a lot of trading going on. And it's one of those places where if you're into, from what I understand, if you are into the Mideastern culture, and you're talking about being that Uzbekistan was a very, very, it was a center of Islamic studies and trade that goes back centuries. There's still a lot of artifacts, historical sites there. And so from the people that I know of that have been there, I've been told to advise anyone to go check it out. And apparently it's a safe place to travel. Now, again, I've never been, but this is based on what I have read actually prior to taking the video. I did a little bit of homework, as I always do, and I was really surprised to learn that Uzbekistan is actually one of the safer places to go in that whole region. So there's that. You have the city of Bukhara, also small city, about 280,000 people, but they have a rich carpet weaving culture. And these types of tribal rugs, whether it is, like I said, the two pieces right here, we got Afghanistan, we have Pakistan, and then we also have Muhammad's piece that you can see there in the picture. These are classic Bukhara. Now, the difference between the two, in the Afghan and the Uzbek Bukhara rugs, you generally speaking have these reddish colors. And you have the reds, you have the grays, and you generally speaking, in the larger pieces, you have what is known as the golds. And the golds are this design right here. They used to say that a genuine Bukhara has 3 in a design, just as you can see here as well. But honestly, if you look at runners, if you look at smaller pieces, I've seen larger pieces with many more. So to me, that's more of a myth than anything else. But you, generally speaking, you have a wool rug. These are made using Persian knots. And in the Afghan and Uzbek ones, you, generally speaking, you have the reds, you have the earth colors. Sometimes in the more modern versions of them, you'll see it, for example, in Mohammad's piece right here when he asked me about, you can see that it's a yellowish, you can see the brighter colors, and these are typical with the Pakistani rugs. And also, as you can see by the second picture, and this is again what he did was, and I'll tell you why in a minute, but he sent me this picture with the back, the corner flipped over, and as you can see here, we have I can look at this and I can, based on what I know, and I can also, and the great thing about what I'm doing here and where I'm at, when I don't have the answer, I can then ask one of my relatives, or in this case, I mean, I didn't even have to ask. I know enough about rugs to be able to look at this and say, yes, this is most likely Pakistan made. It's a Bukhara. The Pakistani Bukhara rugs, they tend to be a little bit shinier and they tend to be a little bit more colorful. The Afghan ones, they tend to be a little bit duller. And so a lot of my folks that have also emailed me in the past, they have assumed that because of the shininess of how they're made, and a lot of it has to do with how they're washed afterwards. A lot of people assume that they're silk carpets, but I can assure you these are wool carpets. Generally speaking, cotton foundation. Some of the old days, like in this piece right here, you actually still have goat hair. So, but as the rule, you have cotton foundation, then you have a Persian knot, and you have these beautiful tribal designs. And again, this is the same thing with the Kazakh rugs. You can see a lot of the similarities. And so, beautiful pieces. But so just to get you, just to let you know, Mohammed did not send me these pictures by coincidence. If you are someone who is into Persian rugs, and you own a rug and you will have some general questions about something that you may have, there is a link below in my description where I show you, I have a link to a video in which I share with you what type of pictures I need and the size of the pictures and everything. So in the video below, link is there. I would share with my viewers. I said, send me a picture of the whole rug, which is what Mohammed did. And then depending on what the questions are, sometimes I need questions with the rulers and all that stuff. Sometimes I need some close-up pictures. But in his case, what he wanted was just basically some general information. And so in addition to the picture of the whole rug, he also sent me a picture of the corner flipped over. And this is really important. This is the kind of picture that I always ask my viewers. And so this tells me I can see the front of the rug. I can also see the back corner. I can zoom it in. I can do what I need to do in order to be able to tell whether it's handmade or it could have been machine made. And the fringes could have been added by hand. That picture with the corner flipped over, great help. And again, he sent me the right pictures, the right size. He did everything perfect. It allowed me to take a quick look at the video, at the pictures, and be able to then give him the information that I needed. And I also asked him for his permission to share it. And this is what I have done with many of my other viewers as our channel keeps growing and we got more and more folks subscribing. They enjoy the nature of our channel. And you're, of course, more than welcome to do that yourself if you like. What I do is I not only come out with about 1 or 2 videos a week, but more importantly, I try to give you factual information. It's not about hyping up a business. It's about giving you, hopefully, useful information. For me, it's a passion. It allows me to basically do what I love doing whenever I take a break from helping my family run our wholesale business, and I have my own website there at mprugs.com. I don't always feature the types of rugs, like, for example, the Bukhara rugs. These are not the type of rugs that I actually sell. I don't sell them because they typically tend to be fairly inexpensive. And being that I specialize in the high-end types of Persian rugs and I ship them globally, it would not make a whole lot of sense. The Bukhara rugs, they tend to be fairly inexpensive. We're talking, for example, if you have a 1.5 by 2 foot, 1.5 by 2 meter rug, 5 foot by 7 foot, you can buy one for $300 to $1,000, depending on the quality and everything. Well, it wouldn't make sense for me to sell it and then have to ship it from Germany, where our warehouse is located at, to my clients around the world. The shipping charge would be stupendous when it comes to inexpensive rugs like these. And so I always tell my clients, I've had folks who've asked me about them, and I tell them, I have no problems giving you my 2 cents. They're beautiful rugs, a lot of rich history, and these are the type of carpets that a lot of my clients, they already own them. They buy these because they're into the Middle Eastern cultures. They want to know about like I said, people who are into the old history and all that stuff of that whole region, the cultures, the history, geography, whatever. And so all these things, these are the types of rugs that people have in their homes, and they're inexpensive. So this is why I don't feature them in my own website, but since I do get the questions about them, I figured this is something that may be of help to you. So again, as I always tell my clients, if you have questions, feel free to let me know. I do my best. I do get a lot of questions as our channel keeps growing. But if you are into Persian rugs and this is something that you enjoy, feel free to check out our website at mprugs.com, or feel free to let me know in the comments section with any questions and all that. And so, yeah, I thought I'm going to do this quick video, introduce you to the Bukhara rugs. Again, if you Google the name Bukhara Carpets, you're going to see lots of images, and they're very similar to each other. So once you have seen a few of them, you got a pretty good feel for them. It's a design that is now also being utilized in a lot of machine-made carpets and everything. So, but I wanted to introduce you to them anyways. So I'm going to be coming back to you with many more videos to come. In the meantime, I wish you and your family the very best. Until we see each other again, best wishes from me. Take care. Bye-bye.